At the end of the day, you gotta feel some way. So why not feel unbeatable? Why not feel untouchable? Why not feel like you're the best to ever do it? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the very first round of Split Decision Podcast. I am joined today with my co-hosts, IMAX, Oz, and we got a very special guest today. We got Miss Kylie Angel. What's going on, guys?
Oh, not too bad, man. How about you?
Oh, just chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stoked for
Are you guys ready for this?
Yeah.
I'm
All right.
ready for this.
You ready?
Are you ready for this?
Am I ready?
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Who
Show
the
off
fuck is
the
that
shirt.
guy?
So we are talking today all things money fight. Floyd Money Mayweather versus Connor McGregor. You got that poster up?
Yep.
Awesome. It's somewhere.
Cyberspace.
So, who do we got, guys?
I
think you guys know who I got. I got Connor McGregor.
Yeah, but like, are you going with your heart or like, is that your actual pick?
I am going with facts, and we will get into that. Who do you got?
I don't know. I'm one of those filthy fencers. Like,
Okay, next. Moving on.
what?
God.
What?
I got Mayweather.
Okay,
I got
so your
Mayweather.
background is what?
Boxing.
You're boxing.
Doing
And
it.
Kylie, what do we
Yeah.
got? Who we got?
Mayweather, baby.
Get
all
out
the
of
way.
here. Get out of here.
All
Get
the
out of
way.
here. I hope you guys brought your facts, because I got mine.
All right, I'm
All
excited
right,
to
so
hear them.
I guess what we should do is probably do a little brief breakdown of what's going on with this fight. So we got Floyd, who's 49-0. I mean, it's all good. We got Connor McGregor, who's 21-3. If you guys take a look at his stats, this is a huge point for me. Okay, so we got Floyd's wins, or he's undefeated, obviously. 52% of them are knockouts, 47 decisions. When we look over at the Connor side, he's got 86% of his wins by knockout. So I'm going to squash that right now for everybody saying, oh, he's an MMA fighter, it's boxing, yada, yada, yada. The guy's won his last fights with knockouts, standing up boxing. So I just want to throw that out there right now and kind of end that.
But that's what makes it interesting. That's why McGregor's able to make this fight happen, because he is known as to be like one of the greatest stand-up strikers in the UFC, in MMA.
Right.
That's why this fight is happening. It's not because he was able to talk his way into it,
Well, the money.
which
On the,
helped obviously. But
on the other hand, though, I mean, he is 0-0 for boxing, and
Okay.
he's coming in, and he's not facing a guy that's 0-1. He's not facing a guy 0-11 or some
Yeah.
tomato can. He's facing right now the TBE. Right now, someone
The best.
considered the best in boxing in the last 20, 25 years, I'd say, because he's been doing it for about 30-ish years.
How old is he?
He's 40 this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a cute number. And when was the last time he fought?
Okay. Last time we fought,
2 years ago?
Yeah. Okay. A couple of years ago.
Okay, cool.
Couple of years.
And
Beat
his
Birdo,
last
it was
knockout?
meh.
what's the
Hey,
next-
well,
10
it
years
was
ago?
that- his-
Well,
was
we
that
don't want
cheap
to.
shot.
We don't want to talk about the cheap shot. 'Cause
Oh, okay.
I don't know, Kylie. What do you think? Like, you are a national female boxer. You've been in the ring. You know what's going on. We've trained together.
Does it
Yeah.
count that he
I've-
was
I've
sparring
seen
with
that.
his wife?
Ooh.
What?
He went there.
Where's the bell? We need a bell, like ding ding.
Yeah, I was supposed to get that, but
What
I,
about his wife?
Does
he
it count
did
that
his
Mayweather was
that.
sparring with his wife?
Yeah.
All right.
his
Aw.
last
Is that
training
part of his
session was with
2-year
his
layoff?
wife?
We keep
Damn,
this
we're gonna
inside
keep
Hey,
the
hey,
ring.
hey.
We keep this inside the ring.
I never said that I like Mayweather as a person.
Mhm.
As a boxer, though,
Yeah.
and any boxer out there can probably say that they respect Mayweather for what he does and what he's done in the ring for how many years? He's been boxing since, 16 years old, but
Yeah.
was born into it.
Yeah.
Like, who knows how long he was actually fighting, but recorded, he was 16 when he won his first tournament.
That's true. And he was going through some stuff. Like, he's going through some shit. Like, his dad went to jail and was shot by someone else as he was being held by him, and then
I didn't know that.
Roger
That's crazy.
Mayweather had to take care of him. Yeah, he had a bad lifestyle
Now
in
I feel
Flint.
bad for saying
I'm
what I
telling you. He grew up. I mean, I'm not condemning the things that he did outside the ring.
Oh,
I
we're
mean,
not talking
if you,
about
If
that.
you separate it and put like the stuff that he did inside the ring, beautiful stuff outside. You know, he's done some stuff that I wouldn't like think about, but like
Yeah.
athlete wise, I think McGregor's gonna have to do a lot in order to win.
He's gonna have to knock him out. That's his only chance.
gonna-
Within
That's
the
his
first
only
4
chance.
rounds. He'll knock him the fuck out.
No. Say it right. After they approve the 8-ounce
8-ounce
gloves, He's now calling for second round knockout. He said the only reason why he's going to survive the first round is because he gets a 10-second break after I knock him down the first time to recover, so he'll make it into the second round. He's now predicting a second round knockout. That is crazy.
Okay.
See, I don't know. I believe that with Mayweather's background in strictly boxing, that is his world. That has been his world. Was born into it. Has been in boxing for however many years, and then you get some guy from MMA just stepping into his world. I just don't see it happening. Mayweather sees everything before you even throw it.
So-
He's one of the most intelligent boxers to ever live.
So here's my rebuttal to that. My rebuttal to that is it's not just some guy like me walking into the ring to fight him. This guy is now the champ. He
He's
is a 2-division champ in the UFC. He's 26 years old in top physical condition
Yeah.
with no layoff.
I agree, and he's a genius for coming up with this and wanting to fight Mayweather. An absolute genius, and his success after this is going to be so much more than it is right now.
What's
This
going
is
to be
gonna.
scary is when he goes back to the UFC after the intense training that he's been doing.
He's gonna
eat
go
it.
into. I don't even think he will. He's gonna go into movies. He's gonna be an actor. Like this guy,
Like
he's
Victor
got the
Ortiz.
attention of the crowd. That's for sure. He's an entertainer.
And plus, with the paycheck he's getting, even though this is like the big fight, this is the money fight. The paycheck he's getting is 5 times the biggest paycheck he's received from the UFC. He can easily, by some luck or skill, win. He can still go with boxing and easily make more money. It would be super for him to go back. He'd make more money staying with boxing, even if he didn't. If he loses to Mayweather, he can fight Malignaggi, called him out. Lomachenko called him out.
that's
Everyone
not
called him out. He can fight each one of these people. You'll have his UFC fans come and watch for that, and then you'll have the hardcore Lomachenko fans.
Okay, so
the
you
hardcore
want to
these
talk Malignaggi real
Oh,
quick?
God. totally a horrible
Okay.
fight
You wanna
right
talk
there.
Malignaggi?
I don't even want to go that
We're
far.
doing it.
'Kay.
We're doing it.
Kelly,
Lomachenko,
we're getting
he
into
operates
Paulie.
in the Matrix.
We're getting into Paulie Malignaggi. Okay, so Paulie came in, or let's rewind. Okay, let's rewind before training camp and everything like that. Paulie shit talked Connor so hard before this fight even started.
That's
So that's
simple.
what got Connor's attention. So once it went through, he's like, you know what, man, come on out. Welcomed him with open arms, and then beat the shit out of him.
That was
Okay.
him. That was him.
That was a shit kicking. I'm sorry.
He called him in just so he could tune him up.
100%. You don't call somebody, and normally when you're in a training camp, you call multiple people in
Was this
for
that
different rounds.
sparring that happened
Yeah,
recently?
the whole push.
The whole push.
Have you heard though, Randy Couture actually was just talking about this, or he thinks it was set up. He thinks it was a setup.
He was totally set up.
Yeah, Malignaggi.
That's what I was just saying. Malignaggi was totally set up
Okay.
so he can get his ass kicked
But the
because he
funny-
was running his mouth.
To touch on that, it's
So-
funny because if you listen to Paul Malignaggi's interviews and just the way he overall talks, the way
Yeah.
he speaks, it's so grandiose the way he speaks. He's always over exaggerating everything. But when he spoke about McGregor, even like prior when he was talking shit, he was like, "Oh, I could tie my hands behind my back or one arm. He could keep something under my chin to keep it in the air.
Yeah.
Put ankle weights on." Just exaggerating totally. But after that sparring session, you see him in the interviews. He is so unbelievably humble. You can hear the respect that he has for McGregor in his voice.
Tone
after that.
changed completely.
Completely.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until pictures got out that he was dropped that Paulie again started
Yeah.
Right.
But the
bullshitting and
problem-
being like, "Oh, it wasn't that bad. It was super,
Well,
super competitive." Like,
That's the
whatever.
thing, right? So instead of him taking it like a man and being humble about it, he got embarrassed. It's an ego thing. Every fighter has it. They don't want to look like a bitch, especially somebody who is going in and fighting someone who's never had a boxing match, right? So I
Had
get
boxing
it, but at
matches.
the same time,
Yeah, exactly.
he was kind of dumb. You need to realize they have all this footage; they can release it if need be. And you know, Connor said something in an interview because I think he was a little concussed. Maybe he didn't remember, and he goes, "I'm not even the one who released the footage, so I have nothing against the guy. You know, I respect him for coming in and helping, but whatever." And then once the footage was released, instead of him just squashing it, he just starts trash talking.
Yeah, it was a trip.
which is
It was a trip.
crazy. And I wish I could have this video ready for us, but I couldn't get it done in time. But you guys can YouTube it. It clearly, you guys all saw it. Did you see it?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is not a push. And that straight left that he ate. Keep in mind as well, who was it? I was watching
Those are sparring gloves and they had headgear on. If
16-ounce
that
gloves and
landed-
And
headgears.
official refs in the ring.
yeah, George Cortez.
Joe.
You see him get
Joe,
smoked. You
sorry.
see sweat fly off of his face.
It's
You see
crazy.
his eyes close and he has the.
I know
dirty look on
we
his
have a
face
picture of that,
afterwards.
Kelly. We have that Paulie Malignaggi uppercut and his face looking beautiful,
now,
right?
I will give
Can
him a
we put
little
that up?
credit because I watched the the part where he does go down. There is a little bit that he did knock him, but he was losing his balance as he was going down because
Yeah.
he did have his hand on the back of his head as he was going down. So I think half of it was he did get hit on the way going down. The other half was he was losing his balance because he was trying to pivot away from him. Because
Sure.
the fun thing about Orthodox and Southpaw, you
Right.
have that fun where does my lead foot go battle. So I think he was trying to step out because when he got caught, his foot was on the inside of Connor's foot. So when he was, a little combination of everything.
Well, not even that. Like, I mean, you got to understand those are clips, right? You saw how his face was, his movement, and being in the ring as well. I mean, if you've taken a few good shots, you're slowing down, and that all happens at one time, and all it takes is that one hit that's gonna knock you on your ass.
Now I will
So-
give you the red thing, but Paulie Malignaggi, he's a sweller. If you saw the fight with him with Miguel Cotto, he looked like a cherry tomato. Like he swells really quickly in fights.
Yeah.
Because he takes a lot of damage. He's Brooklyn. He's a hardcore fighter. He doesn't give up. I don't think he's ever
Joe
been.
Pesci, that's pretty much it.
I don't think
Joe
he's
Pesci,
Yeah.
he's ever been like he hasn't been stopped or KO'd himself. Like refs have stopped it, but he's never like quit on the stool before. He's a stubborn guy from a stubborn neighborhood. So I will give him that. But he's a respectful guy. He did get humbled. He did realize his
Hell yeah, he
place.
got humbled.
Sit down.
The funny thing
got
about
humbled.
that footage, it's just so weird. Just right out of the gate, you can tell McGregor he's not like anybody he's ever faced boxing wise. Because even when they got into that like odd clinch position, he started doing like these weird little pitter patter MMA punches that you do to get points.
The
like
Brock Lesnar punch.
Exactly, like Lesnar does in one, or if someone's like trying to take you down, you just do
Don't
like
make that
little
into a
pitter
gif.
patter punches to get him off. It was just so weird seeing that in boxing. And I was like, what the fuck? What's he doing?
And that's gonna happen in this fight too, though. Like, I'll give him the fact that Mayweather's never fought anyone like him. Like, he's completely different, coming from MMA, different stances. I mean, he's got to study. McGregor's got to be studying right now, big time, and training like 2-3 times a day to step into this. And
The guy's been training morning, noon, and night, like nonstop. His cardio train. Everybody kept talking about as well. This is something I didn't enjoy. Because everybody's saying, "Oh, he's gonna gas. He taps, all that other stuff." Irrelevant. This guy is cycling in the desert. He's jogging underwater treadmills. Like, he is doing everything.
it's
in his
funny though,
power to
because
build
like
that up.
Mayweather Senior was asked recently, like, how hard is Floyd training right now? He said he's not really training.
Yeah,
like
I saw
the
that.
way that he made it sound, he's like, he's training enough for what he's about to go into. Like, Mayweather is so confident about going into this fight because, I mean, he's undefeated. So if he was worried about it, you would think that he would be doing similar style training.
Now, at the same time, there's videos of Floyd, actually. TMZ caught it. This was a few months ago. I have it posted on my Facebook, actually. And if Obi's listening, I told him to fast forward to 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Now, again, you can speak on this. When you go into a fight or you're getting ready for a championship or whatever, mental game is 90% of your fight.
Absolutely.
You have to be 110% convinced going into this that you're going to win this fight, or you've lost half the battle. So Floyd, in this video, I told him to skip to 2:45. You guys can check it out on my Facebook. He's basically in a party bus or something with a whole bunch of people, and he's just flat out, "Hey man, listen, I haven't fought in a while." He's a big, fast, strong kid. Anything can happen. And he's just going on, and mentally he just wasn't there. And then press conferences following that, people asked him about his perfect record. He goes, "Man, I'm making this much money. I don't care. Whatever. I've done enough. People know who I am." When you look into his eyes at the press conferences, right, he's not there.
He lost all those stare downs,
He-
by the way.
Yeah,
He does like the stare downs. Like Mike Tyson always said that when he's lost, he stares at people's eyes. And as soon as someone looks down for a split second, he knows he has them beat.
Yeah.
Tyson said that too.
Tyson
Yeah.
said that. That's what I was saying. Sorry.
Oh,
Now-
I thought you
Did I
said
say-
Mayweather said
No,
that. I was
some-
like, that's
or
a
I-
Tyson.
Now,
No, I'm just being
on the
honest.
one note that you think the Paulie Malignaggi thing might have been a little stage, a little bit of publicity. Do you think that Mayweather might be doing this on the other side in order to maybe make it look good, get more buys? Like I was talking before the cast started about the pay-per-view numbers, how when the fight originally started, I think Connor was like a plus 7,000 in the hole that he was going to win, and now about a week before the fight, he's like plus 400. That is insane.
a lot of
All
Irish, right?
access is working overtime. Those guys at Showtime, you're getting your money. I'm telling you, you get. someone in office. There's a Jerry sitting in an office right now who's getting some money. He's like, man, this is gonna look good.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. I'm just saying there might be, it's a game on both sides. Look, there's a lot of fights they lived up. Remember the Pacquiao fight? It was past the time because they should have fought after Pacquiao beat Hatton. But they really, really hyped up that fight, and they made
Well, that's the thing. Like,
so much
a
money.
lot of people are saying that the Mayweather-McGregor fight is going to be a long, boring fight. Everyone was all hyped up about that whole Pacquiao fight. He was a southpaw. Everyone thought that Pacquiao was going to bring something to the table that Mayweather's never saw before. And then look what happened. It went every round.
Yep.
And you know what? Mayweather isn't the most entertaining fighter. He's very defensive. He's very intelligent. He waits for his time. He tires people out, and then when they're tired, that's when he goes.
Yep.
And a lot of people are saying the same thing's going to happen this time.
Well,
I don't think it's going to be a boring fight.
no.
McGregor, he's notorious for just pushing forward. He's arguably one of the most aggressive fighters in the UFC. Just constant. Maybe in the Nate Diaz, he backpedaled a little bit, but that's only because he got gassed.
He's
Started
the
to
most
tire.
aggressive in the UFC, fighting the most intelligent in boxing. So
Who's also a counterpuncher.
I
So
know,
here's
so, like,
the thing.
mathematically-
Floyd, in all of his recent interviews, has basically said, I owe this to the fans to make it a non-boring fight. I am going at him.
Right.
And he claims it's not going to go the distance. So is
also-
that mind games? Is that all talk?
He also
can,
claimed at the first press conference that he was going to fight in an octagon with 4-ounce gloves on.
Yeah.
So, grain of salt.
you know what? I mean, Floyd's trying to do little mind games, as Mr. Gravel here keeps throwing at me. Thanks for the comments, boys. Here's the thing. What Floyd doesn't understand and what these guys don't understand is Connor it doesn't shake him at all. He doesn't care. He knows he has his eyes set on the prize. He is the biggest trash talker probably in sports history right now.
absolutely.
And you can't get in his head.
It almost feels like watching like WWE, like when
bit.
you see all these press conferences.
Oh, yeah,
and
it was
Oh,
great.
yeah.
he's
Oh,
a
my
character. He's definitely a character, and I
He
think
makes
suit.
money.
The
Oh, I
suit.
love that suit.
And the thing,
Um,
to speak on McGregor's like mentality and everything, you can tell just the way he speaks. He quotes Bruce Lee all the time. He's
Yeah.
a huge believer that a good mental state
Flow
is
state.
more than half the fight. That's why he hits so hard, because you have to create a fluid kinetic chain when you throw punches,
yeah.
so energy can flow through. And if you're tight and tense, that doesn't happen. So I think that's part of the reason why he has like such thunderous
Hence the
punches.
new,
rest of it is
the new
the
dance.
angry
Exactly. So when
Oh,
all the
man.
boxers are going around making fun of his training,
Well,
when he's
he
waving his
responded to
arms
that. Did you
around.
guys hear that? He responded to it, basically saying, "You guys are gonna break. You're gonna dislocate your shoulders. You're gonna hurt yourself.
Exactly.
There's a way to do it." And yada yada yada. He goes, "Everybody joked about this guy. I can't remember what it was. And then now it's a new training thing that everybody's doing." He goes, "Just watch. It's okay. They can talk all they want. It's fine."
And I think, but like that's why he punches so hard. It's not that he's a genetic
Absolutely.
beast. It's because he has such a calm mind that he knows
Yeah.
And
exactly
he's
what
loose.
he's doing all the time.
He's
When it was to speak on like the Mendez knockout, when he's against the fence and he just unloads and cranks him, you see his arm go limp instantly. It doesn't follow through. It doesn't push past his face. It just goes limp right afterwards. Just things like that just really just makes
He
you
can-
see
he can-
how
he can-
calm how calm he is.
And that's the thing, right? Everybody thinks he's erratic, and being erratic makes mistakes. He's not. He's also very calm, cool, collected. I mean, you take a look at the Eddie Alvarez knockout. He sat there and just like Floyd kind of did one of those to one of his shots, countered it, and the precision in his punches are insane.
Yep.
And the power in both hands are unreal. So Floyd can be as defensive as he wants. We all know what's going to happen. He's gonna take a hit, and he's not gonna be doing this whole "I'm coming forward." He's gonna go back to the defensive boxer, and if he catches him good, he's gonna stumble and he's in trouble.
He is,
It's-
but that is if McGregor can catch him, and that's where I'm at ends. That's
Yes,
why I
yes,
can't make a
thank
pick.
you.
That's why I can't make a pick.
Namaste.
I saw an interview with Andre Berto who's talking about the way, just looking at him, you see what Mayweather's doing. You see him. He said when he was fighting him, he notices Mayweather doing calculations in his head as he's fighting him. You see him like looking up at the clock, looking at the ref, seeing how much time is left.
Who
like
is doing
reacting to every
Mayweather.
Maywether's doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
so is
looks
Connor.
at you. It's
Connor
the,
does the same thing.
scariest thing that he says that he'll be dodging and he'll be staring at you with like those.
Yeah.
That,
it's almost
that
like it's in
mom
slow
eyes,
motion
like you
for
did
him,
some
but
wrong.
he sees everything.
Yeah, he's got like
Yeah.
spider sense.
How long have you been fighting for?
It's like in the movie Spider-Man when he
11
goes
years.
like that.
11.
Yeah, about 10, 11 years.
So
yeah.
how many fights have you had?
I have 0 fights. Now let me back
Okay.
that up. I just every time I've been in a tournament, like some weird hand of
gets
fate thing
scared.
happens and whatnot. So it's happening. I've been sparring for a long time. I've sparred against like national champions, a couple of Olympic prospects before, so I can back up my stuff. And I will be fighting soon, and you will see videos soon. I kid you not.
Pixar didn't happen.
Huh? Pixar didn't happen. All right, I'll back that up then.
No, I just ask because I can't sit here and be ignorant and say that I know every stat about boxing or MMA or anything like that, just from my own personal experience. And looking at this fight, I'm like, man, I've sparred some of like the top females in Canada. I've sparred Olympic athletes, Mandy Bujold, and you know, I was training very hard every single day, and I would go in the ring with her, and no matter what I was coming with, she always had an answer for it. And that's because she lives and breathes boxing. Like, I have a job and then I go to boxing. I mean, I have a son and then I go to boxing. This girl is in the gym day in and day out, and that's how I think of Mayweather, where I'm like, man, this guy's been in boxing just day in, day out, day in, day out. She would see things that I was throwing before I was even throwing it. She would counter off of them, and I mean, I became such a better boxer because of it. But, like, I think of it as Mayweather-McGregor. Like, McGregor is great mindset. He's the strongest in the UFC right now. He's hungry. Like, he wants this. I believe that, like, mentally he's there. Like, he wants this fight. He wants this win. But I just don't think that he's going to be able to step up because Mayweather's just going to see it before it even happens.
Ooh,
Can I make my
interesting. Yeah.
You know
I
what,
think
pick?
McGregor has
And how?
2, maybe 3 rounds to finish him. Other than that, because of his unorthodox nature, like he might stifle Mayweather for a little bit and be like, all right, what's going on here? But I think eventually Mayweather's just gonna have him downloaded.
Well, there was somebody, I forget the name of the fighter that fought Mayweather but gave him a good run for his money.
Oh,
Maidana?
Castillo,
You
Judah.
said it.
Maidana?
Yeah.
Maidana?
And that was a really tough few rounds for Mayweather, but
Yeah.
he figured him out, and then...
Well, there's a difference. So, Maidana being a boxer as well, I watched the highlights of that fight, and one thing that I have noticed with the common denominator, a lot of these guys are coming in straight, back, side, straight again, landing a couple shots. McGregor's not going to come at him like that. Like, you and I shadow boxed in the gym that one time,
Yeah.
and briefly, and I'm a few years out, like, you know what I mean? I haven't trained hard in a couple years now. And when I was coming at you shadow boxing, I was coming at you from a couple different angles.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. You tell me if that's a little different than a boxer, or because I noticed boxers, again, they come on you head on, and then some sides. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not heavy into boxing, but I feel like there were a couple times in my movements, you know, there was a hook or something that could have got through. Did you notice any difference when we did that? Like, because that's what essentially Floyd, I mean, not putting myself on that level or
Yeah.
anything like that, but MMA
Wow,
fighters,
wow, wow.
MMA fighters are going to come from a different angle and different directions than a traditional boxer.
Yeah, but also MMA fighters are looking for knees, they're looking for elbows, they're looking for everything, whereas a striker's going to always be looking for the striking and not looking down to see if a leg's coming up because it's going to hit you like a baseball bat.
But it's a different look, though, right? So if
It's
someone's
absolutely.
strictly changing,
I've
you know,
trained with MMA people,
Yeah.
and then I've trained with boxers, and there's definitely a difference in training for sure. Different angles.
yeah.
And the stance too. That was the one thing I was worried about. McGregor is that being in MMA, you have to have a wider stance because you want to prep for kicks and knees as well. So, and he
Takedowns.
keeps a wide guard. And one thing that's always been posted up was him showing a jab, and he keeps his left hand down, which is like the big no-no in boxing.
That's
and
what
they
I'm
show
worried about.
pictures of like Mayweather keeping his chin, his glove up. They show Lomachenko because so help us God, they want Lomachenko to fight everyone. I do too. And you know that's another thing. You know he's not just a defensive mastermind. He's smart. That everyone throws out the Philly shell. Everyone throws out, oh, he can do this and whatnot. But he's smart about it. If you see some of his fights, he doesn't keep in the shoulder roll all the time. Sometimes he'll keep his guard up and get ready, and he likes to poke and he likes to prod at people and find out. And that's part of the whole analyzing step. Because I know a lot of times he's lost the first few rounds in a lot of fights, like Judah, Castillo, Maidana, and then he's learned, he adapts, and then he eventually gets to a point
It's
where
crazy
he's
how
that's the thing,
quickly
can
he
you make it
adapts
out?
too.
yeah.
Yeah, which is fine. Now, Connor's also been training with different looks. He has a game plan. Obviously, no one's going to know what it is, but it's confirmed that he has different tactics for each round. So he doesn't want him to get used to one style of fighting because he's not going to be coming at it. So he might think he might have him figured out in the first round, but going into the second, he's coming out with a different look. I noticed something in one of his little training videos, and I hope to see it in the fight. It's an MMA thing where it looks like he's going to be coming up to do a kick, but it's a transition, and he just throws his... Hopefully he's going to drop his hands, get scared. Maybe
well, it's kind of
like
like...
fake a kick and then...
You're allowed to fake it.
Is it kind of like a
sure.
Superman punch kind of thing where you kind of...
You're not allowed to Superman punch in this fight.
Oh,
Which is, yeah, no, I was watching the Joe Rogan Experience, and they were talking about that. It's like, could you imagine if they let him do, like, spinning, like, elbows and, you know...
Spinning back fist is still your hand.
Yeah, no, you're not.
Mayweather
It's an illegal
Senior
thing.
will have him sued.
Well, he's
right
talking about
away.
sued.
Yeah,
What is that?
Lawsuit.
Lawsuits. Like, really, guys? Come on.
Now, another thing, because I'm really bad with the weight classes, but McGregor, I think he fights in, like, the 170s, I think.
45, 50.
Well, he
145, 55, but he, like,
fluctuates. Yeah.
he kind of he stays around 170, because I know there was that one comment he made that he's coming at him like a 170-pound Irish gorilla.
Yeah.
And... And you know what? If he has to drop to 154, you know, will he feel comfortable at
He's
that
okay.
weight?
He's good.
He'll be okay.
So
with
he's
it.
around that right now. He's around 156.
Okay.
He actually, this is one thing that he mentioned the other day. He's like, Floyd needs to understand. After weigh-ins, by the time the fight hits, I'm gonna be a good 160 pounds, which is crazy. And Floyd usually doesn't go past what, 155, 156.
Yeah,
he just physically can. He's a small man.
Yeah, he
I
is.
McGregor's
get it.
not
I
gonna be
understand. I'm the
depleted.
same way,
He's-
but
when he was cutting to 145,
he's gonna hurt him.
That was one of the grossest weight cuts I've ever seen. Like when
Yeah.
he first fought Chad Mendes, his first title,
Yeah.
it was awful seeing him. He looked like he was about to die, but he still made it. And he still won.
I think there's a huge difference in boxing cutting and MMA cutting. MMA fighters are crazy.
crazy. Oh yeah.
Crazy. Like the amount of weight that they drop for a fight the day before.
Well, look at the Khabib Tony Ferguson fight didn't happen because the idiot didn't train properly and ended up in the hospital.
I didn't
Like
know.
Yeah.
that was supposed to be a monster fight, and
That broke my heart. Honestly,
You
that's
were
when I
there for that?
said MMA is just like a bad relationship. It just fucks with my emotions so much. I was so stoked for that when I heard like a day before. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna go eat ice cream
Going back
and cry in my
on
shower.
what we were talking about before, because people don't give Floyd enough credit for his chin. Because, you know, I was saying about the weight, how it's come down a lot. You know, Connor carries a lot of power with him, but he's taking shots from like Canelo, who, like, let's be honest, he walks around comfortably at like 170s, 180s. He's taking shots from Cotto. That was like one of the bloodiest fights he had
what
against
size
Cotto.
were the gloves in those fights?
Huh?
What
Cotto?
size were the gloves?
Was 10 ounce
10
because they
ounces?
fought at 154 because he fought for
Yeah.
the junior. Yeah, he fought for the junior middleweight title with him, I believe. Okay, you're going on the glove thing. Now I know 2 ounces. 2 ounces is a bit of a difference, and for some reason, NSAC agreed to let him do 8 ounces. But 154 is the cutoff. So yeah, there's health reasons, and there's the more compact concussive blows you can get with it. But I mean, I don't think it'll make too much of a difference.
But his head is
overall.
too small.
Jesus.
Look at his little legs, his little torso.
His little brittle hands.
He does have brittle hands. He's not gonna be knocking him out. That's for sure.
I can't believe he said he was going to knock him out.
No, I don't see that happening.
No, it's
Floyd-
not going to happen.
I
Conor
just-
McGregor has taken shots in the head by Nate Diaz, who's a 200-pound beast, after getting rolled around on the ground, head busted open in 4-ounce gloves.
You know
If
how many shots he
anybody,
took in that fight?
No.
You know the numbers? He took like
please tell me the numbers.
he took like 190 punches to the head in a second.
that an
in
actual
a s-
fact?
Yeah, or something around there. It was like I know it's over like 160 punches.
Yes.
Whether it be
yes.
jabs, a little pitter patter, but the point is he got hit in the face like 160 times.
Yeah. Nick said it right on the chat here. 8-ounce gloves will be the death of Floyd. Rest in peace.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Poor
he-
guy.
Apparently at 8
Poor
ounces,
guy.
that's when you can start feeling the knuckles.
That's when you start feeling hand.
But the thing is, he's used to 8 ounces. He's only fought above 147 a handful of times. He fought De La Hoya at 154. He fought Cotto at 154. And he fought Canelo at 154. If I'm missing some, send me a letter. But
Mail it.
he's used to 8 ounce gloves. He was fighting
He's
since
used
like
to it, yeah, but you know
lightweight,
what?
featherweight. He was fighting since featherweight.
Sure. And Fight Fan here said, oh yeah, Nate couldn't knock him out. You think Floyd has a chance? No way.
I don't think he'll
Not
knock him
gonna
out.
happen.
I think
He's
that's a
not
lot
gonna-
of like.
No.
You want to know what's going to
braggadocious.
happen? And I'm so excited for this. There was a training footage out of Connor with his hands behind his back. And I have a feeling what's going to happen, and it'd be so amazing, is if Floyd gets his first shot in, Connor starts laughing at him in his face and then puts his hand behind his back, chirping him. and then bam, knocks him out. How perfect would that be?
That would be amazing. Like if McGregor wins,
You probably don't like that, but
No, I don't.
no.
if McGregor wins, he's the biggest sports star in the world.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
the only
Like,
thing
it's
I will say,
Absolutely.
I
That's
want
gonna be
McGregor to win
huge.
because I just want to see greatness.
Like we were saying before this even started, though, like we were sitting here talking and we were saying, like, it's almost like a circus. It really is. Like,
Yep.
when people first started talking about this fight, I didn't even pay attention. I'm like, that's not going to happen. Like, that's a joke. And then everyone just kept talking about it. Then people get excited. It's going to happen. And then it wouldn't happen. And then all of a sudden, it's fucking signed, ready to go.
Yeah, I didn't, exactly. I was the same way. I didn't care. I'm like, this isn't gonna happen. They're just talking shit to each other. It's cool, whatever. It's entertainment. But then it was like I was at work. No, I was playing Xbox, and some kid, he's like, "Yo, the McGregor fight got announced." I was like, "Nah, you're lying to me." And I went online, I checked it, and it was real.
Boom, everywhere.
crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Now, the only thing I will say that I don't like, because I'm a huge Connor fan, obviously.
Oh yeah. Oh what?
I don't agree with the fact that he kind of disrespected boxing. I understand where he's coming from, you know, with the whole half a fight thing and whatever, but he said a couple things. I don't know if you have heard it, but, you know, calling boxers certain things and disrespecting
Why
the
don't you
sport a
tell
little
us?
GGG.
bit.
I hate the one.
Why don't you quote? Let's go.
I don't have those quotes.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. I have quotes, but not of that. But basically, calling it a joke and not real fighters and things like that.
He
Well,
said
it's- well,
GGG.
Boxing is
flabby.
like the longest.
Let's
Yeah,
just say
running
if this
sport.
fight happened in a
Yeah, I
parking
know, I
lot
know.
somewhere, McGregor wins 100% of the time.
Obviously. Uses Irish
So.
rage and just plow through someone.
But there's no. Listen, everyone's just speculating that McGregor, he can do this, he can do that, but there's no real evidence that McGregor can actually beat Floyd. Like with what Floyd has accomplished and what we know about Floyd, people are saying he's arguably one of the greatest boxers ever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, one of the greatest boxers ever against someone that's never had a professional boxing match.
But has fight experience.
But fighter.
But obviously has fighting experience and phenomenal striker in his own right. But like
There's
when you
like,
break it down, you can't really say McGregor can win, logically
well, with
speaking.
McGregor, it's all talk, and like with Mayweather, he's proven himself 49 times.
Age versus prime.
Plus, another thing I want to throw out there: do you guys, the McGregor fans, feel nervous that one, he's fighting in Vegas, which is his town, not the MGM Grand, but T-Mobile, it's good enough. Two, the ref that they're using, Robert Bird. Yeah, two of the biggest fights he's done. One was the one in Japan where it's like Naoya Inoue. Definitely fucked that up. He was defending his title against Kohei Kono. Definitely missed that one too. And the fight, he did the first Andre Ward and Kovalev fight. And Andre Ward's known for, he likes to get in there and kind of grapple you a little bit, kind of get in and work from the inside. Now, are you worried that a ref that allowed him to do that, because there was a lot of controversy during the first Kovalev and Ward fight, you think that he's going to let Floyd get away with a lot of stuff? You know, Floyd likes to kind of push out with the forearm.
That'd be the
stick a
biggest
little elbow
mistake.
out there.
That's McGregor's realm.
Yeah,
What
that's the
McGregor,
biggest mistake.
If I want to circle back to when McGregor knocked Malignaggi, he did this awesome thing where he like set his arm, he set his head up with a clench, but as he's throwing the punch, he releases and then cracks him, making it a completely legal strike. And like in that super close range, like that's McGregor's world. Like that's what he's used to.
Yeah. The only thing, being a McGregor fan, that I'd be worried about in that situation is if it did somehow go the distance. I have a feeling everything's leaning towards
Oh,
Floyd,
yeah.
for sure.
Absolutely.
That's the only
Yeah.
way I see him winning, is
Yeah.
if he does it within the first 4 rounds.
Yeah.
4 rounds.
It's a scary thought. I mean, I've been Mayweather all the way, but obviously with this being so like talked about, everybody's always talking about it, you start to think like, shit, like what if he does knock him out? Like what if he does bring something that nobody's expecting? But then you just always got to go back to those facts and who
Well,
Mayweather is.
40 years old, hasn't fought in 2 years, hasn't knocked anybody out legitimately in 10.
Out partying with Bieber all the time.
He would train, yeah.
Yeah.
He's training, and then he's going back to the strip club. He's sitting there drinking some Coca-Cola and hitting the speed bag. Like, I don't know about you, but for me, when I work out, if you're drinking Coke, you're getting a cramp.
But again, do
Now-
you guys think that this is really happening though? Like he
Yeah.
could just be putting on this
On the
show
camera.
that he's not really trying that hard, but behind closed doors,
Oh, he's trying.
he may be
100% he's trying.
not as hard as he has for his other fights though. Like that's what he's making it sound like. That's what
He's
Floyd's
underestimating Connor McGregor, and you can't do that. You don't underestimate somebody going into a fight. I don't care who
No,
you
you
are.
can, and I learned that very early in my boxing career. I underestimated a 16-year-old. And this girl, I was like 21 at the time, and she's 16, so I'm like, oh, she's a baby, and she's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
This girl came in hitting like a man. Like I was like, what the fuck just happened? So, like, yeah, you can never underestimate your fighter.
I with just my height, obviously, I was always underestimated. My first tournament, being a white belt, I beat a bunch of green belts because they didn't think anything of me. I was 2 years younger than everybody, and I came out guns blazing. I remember my first Canadian championship. I was fighting guys who were like 6'2", and I'm not anywhere near that. But I had a little bit of beef on me, and they were just tall and lanky. And literally, I remember, hand to God, for the gold medal, this guy looks down at me. He's like, really, I'm fighting this guy? And my speed and strength beat him. And before he knew it, I had him on the ground, rear naked choke, done. And I won.
Mental.
It's all mental.
It's definitely all mental.
I could speak about underestimating someone. What got me into want to learn how to box and to combat sports in general, I got my shit kicked in the middle of the street by some guy that was like 5'4", but I didn't know he was a Golden Gloves boxing champ. I got hit like 7 times in the face before I even realized I was in a fight, and then I was on the floor, and I was like, oh no, the people were honking their horns, and I was like, ugh. And I got up, I didn't know where the fuck I was. And I was like, damn, I need to learn how to fight. I need to know that. Some of that.
See, that happened to me. It was similar. It was my mama though. If you
Your mom beat you?
if you
She was a Golden Gloves boxer?
when you drink the OJ, if you drink the oranges, you put that empty carton back in the damn fridge. She coming after you. I'm telling you. She throwing them combos. She came at me. It was crazy, like Carter Lopez. She's next time, buy the next carton. Well, you finish up all the juice. Yeah, it was bad, man. You know what? At the very least, if Connor wins, he can fight her. That's fine. I'll put money on that. I'll win that bet all day.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of hanging out with the Beebs,
That's not.
Segue.
no, segue coming on through. So there was talk that apparently Nate Diaz was supposed to walk Floyd down to the ring.
Right.
And then Floyd Sr. comes out and says, Floyd don't need nobody to walk him to the ring. Floyd doesn't need nobody but his family. People that had him in his corner the whole time. He doesn't need that stuff. So squashed. But there was also talk about Beebs. Floyd was asked about it, and he's like, I don't know, maybe, but I think he's got a lot of stuff going on, so probably not. And I think it was Jimmy Kimmel or whatever on the show was like, okay, so there's an over-under here that someone's walking you out. Could it be maybe Lil Wayne? He goes, yeah, maybe. He goes, okay, so for an over-under, is he going to be wearing a shirt or not? Because I need to know how much money to put on this. So
How famous
it's
do you have to
possible.
be that you can be like, nah, I'm not available to walk down the aisle with Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Like,
Are they
how
gonna
can
get paid?
Biebs be like, nah, I'm too busy for that. I already have
Well,
shit
he
booked out.
found Jesus.
Yeah, he found
Oh,
Jesus.
yeah,
That
yeah.
actually, he said that too. I was like, what? Oh, okay, cool. But yeah, apparently Lil Wayne might be walking him out. Is he going to be wearing a shirt? I don't know. We'll get back to everybody on that one.
Put it down in the comments below. Or to the side. I didn't know what this.
It's over my face.
Over your face? Over his face. Just put it in a comment. That's
Putting what? Putting over what on my
for the
face?
alley-oop.
What do you want to put on my face?
No,
You
they're gonna,
weirdo.
No, they're gonna put in the comments about if Lil Wayne's gonna be wearing a shirt. You know, Weezy ass David.
Has anyone called me an asshole in the chat yet?
Not yet, but we're waiting for it.
Oh, we're golden. All right, it's still time. I think we still have like 20 minutes left.
So, numbers, because even putting this virus aside, good lord, there's a lot of money in this fight.
Do you know what Floyd stands to make in this?
They are
$350 million.
Yeah.
You give me 1% of 1%. I'm good for life.
I think Connor's looking at like 180 plus with his promotions. Unbelievable. So
what was his
everybody's
last
a winner.
fight paid at?
Don't
$4 million
what I do
bucks?
for a Klondike bar. I do something, man. I'll do
So does he
anything
go
for
back?
$20,000.
Right? So with that said, does Connor go back to MMA
Probably
after this?
not. Come on, that's a stupid amount of money. $75 million at the very least, not including his cut from
promotion
pay per view. That is a crazy amount of money.
I don't think he will.
He's talking
Has he
about he
talked
wants
about
to,
it?
Yeah,
Like,
hell
what's
yeah.
he
He
said?
wants to dominate both boxing and MMA. He says he's gonna jump back and forth.
I don't know.
He's
about
gonna
that.
he's gonna get
Yeah.
another fuck you suit. It's gonna be like entire sentences, like fuck you, you wanker. It's just it's gonna be whole suits.
I
now.
want one of those suits so bad, but I could never wear it to work.
No, you wear it to work on your last day. That's the trick.
Boom.
Like, hey, yeah, boss, can you
Loopholes.
come here? Yeah,
Loopholes are
Brian,
open.
you want to read this? Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Well, you know
Mic
what
drop.
the best part was at that press conference? Someone made a meme about it afterwards, so he had you all over his pinstripes, right? And then it's like the moment you realize, and it's him like getting in Floyd's face, the moment you realize you made a suit for a guy who can't read,
Oh my god.
so you got to spell it out to him.
Oh my god.
When I saw the shit talking, I went to the press conference in Toronto. It was absolute.
Yeah, you were there.
It was absolute pandemonium. There was almost 20,000 people there, and McGregor, right before he walked out on stage, he had to like muck around next to the stadium for about 5 minutes. People swarmed. I swear, 15,000 people swarmed to that one isolated little area. People were hanging off Raptors, chanting "Fuck you, Mayweather" and Olaying and whatnot. It was absolutely crazy. And seeing him talk that much smack to Mayweather in person was just, it was unbelievable. It was the best press
It
conference
was
out of the four,
comical.
too.
Yeah.
It was funny.
It's,
What's he bringing a
Vegas.
school bag for? You can't even fucking read.
oh my God.
Everyone popped off. It was insane.
Just throwing
Definitely.
money at people. At the very end of the day, they can just take their paychecks and just cash it and start throwing at each other. That's going to be the 12th round. They're just going to be throwing buckets of money at each other.
Oh, absolutely. So, I mean, everybody keeps telling me that Connor can't win this fight, okay? And every time I throw stuff at them, the response I get is he's a boxer, Connor's not, he's 49-0. So, tell me, what does Floyd have to do to win this fight?
Yeah, but then again, like every time that I have an MMA fan come up to me, they say the same shit about McGregor. They say, oh, he's in his prime, he's southpaw, he's mentally ready. And
gets
it's
hard.
it's always the same shit for the MMA people too as it is for the
Okay.
boxing. So I still think that for Mayweather to win, he's just got to do what Mayweather does. And he's just
And he's
got
admitted he's slowed down.
he's admitted that.
So he's slower, he's older, training
Which
camp.
means he'll just sit back even
Training
more
camp.
and
But he said he
just
wasn't going to do that.
watch.
He wasn't going to do that. So training
is gonna
camp
do
wise,
that.
he has said it's hard, it's tough. I'm taking more days off, more rest days. He's not hitting the bag hard at all, from what I've seen. And
Yeah,
I've
well,
done
his
a lot of
hands are
research.
messed.
Exactly. So he doesn't want to tip-tap-toe to a decision, and he wants to come at him, but he's not training hard enough. He's not going to be able to knock out Connor. So he's older, he's slower, he's brittle. It's true.
Little
Whereas
hands.
in the defense of an MMA fighter, a guy in his prime, mentally strong, mentally confident, where again Floyd isn't. He's already telling people, I'm done after this. He's mentally game over. Even if he's saying that and everybody thinks, oh, it's just a game, you can see it in his eyes. You know, and I know.
Yeah.
When you look at someone in their eyes, when you're gonna fight,
Even if Mayweather
over.
is all those things you just listed, look like he is. I don't like Mayweather, so I'm going to side with you on that. He's still Floyd Mayweather. He's still
so
one
what?
of the greatest boxers
He's an
ever.
old man.
He's not that old.
He
Come
is
on
40
now.
years old.
If he
Young.
was 50,
He
that'd be
is
different.
40
but 40
years
is,
old.
Man,
40
Dan,
is
Dan
young.
Henderson fought for a UFC title when he was 46 and almost won.
Dan Henderson was active.
Dude, he snapped his shit up a couple times and had to take time
He
off.
wasn't inactive for 2 years. Partying,
GSP
strip
was
clubbing.
inactive for 3 years and came back and won the belt.
That's GSP.
But this is Floyd Mayweather, one of the greatest boxers ever.
He's a goddamn old man.
All right. He's a guy. I'm going nowhere with this.
I'm gonna give you both sides.
He's active. He's in his prime. He is training hard. He hits like a bus.
We'll
Floyd's
see.
done.
Listen, it's McGregor's job to figure out Floyd. Because it's not going to take much.
And
for
guess
Floyd
what?
to
He's
figure
got
him
a hell of a lot of footage to watch.
out. Yep.
Okay,
Floyd
I'll give
does
you
it.
that.
I'm
Floyd's gonna learn in the
interested
ring.
in what you
What
have
I'm
to
gonna
say.
say?
He has both sides.
So I'm
here. I
gonna
wanna
drop,
hear this.
kind of play devil's advocate or devil's
Yeah.
advocate. Hashtag devil's advocate.
Oh, snap.
Bam. So what Mayweather has to do, like she was saying, keep it the same. Philly shell. I don't think he should. In being smart, I don't think he should go towards him because he's an aggressive fighter. He can counter him all night because even though he's slowed down,
His footwork.
timing, footwork. Even though he's moving a lot less than he did with the Arturo Gatti fight, he can still move around. He moves when he needs to. It's conserved footwork, kind of like what Roman Gonzalez does, Ricardo Lopez, stuff like that. Now, McGregor, I think he needs to take the Maidana strategy, like she was saying before. He needs to throw like those long winging punches, try to get over that shoulder roll because he's a little vulnerable up top, and since McGregor's a little bit taller than him, that'd be his best shot. No respect. Get inside of his personal zone. He needs to rough him up. I think that's the best shot
It's
he
got
has.
to make him uncomfortable.
Make him uncomfortable.
I have a question. Is McGregor one of the biggest people he's fought?
No. Cotto and Canelo, because I think Cotto's like 5'11".
Okay.
Even Diego Corrales. Diego Corrales is like 6'2", and he fought him when Mayweather was in his prime. I think he knocked him down like 2 or 3 times. Ref stopped it. It was crazy. So
Really?
he's fought taller. He's fought bigger, because Canelo can be a blimp sometimes. Big old pale gingery blimp. That's right. Good fighter. Talented fighter. Someone that come
Yeah,
at me
Floyd.
like that.
Floyd's
Say it was
been
Mexican, I
stated
couldn't
to
tell.
like.
I'd be like, what?
That's true.
He seems to think he knows what he's gonna do, right? Says he knows what he's gonna do. He's gonna burn energy by switching stances. Come on, have you seen the recent photos of Connor McGregor? He's not. He's in top shape. He's not gonna burn all of his energy switching stances.
I don't
The
think
let's
amount
be
of
real with each other.
sparring rounds that Mayweather's been known to do though is like unheard of.
Doghouse.
He has the cardio. He's not gonna gas whatsoever. That's not even like a worry in this boxing match.
I don't think either of them are, to be honest with you. Look at the sparring with Paulie. Connor looks like he is completely super fresh, and Paulie looks like he was ready to die.
I don't think cardio is going to be an issue.
Not at all.
whatsoever.
No, that's not even gonna come up on either side.
I think McGregor might start to hesitate. Like I said, McGregor has 4 rounds for the novelty of what he is.
But those 4 rounds are always the rounds that Mayweather's studying.
Right.
He always kind of sits back and feels out his fighters.
And that's his opportunity.
It's like school. Don't make a reading joke.
I don't know. So, I mean, my next question to you guys would be then, if Connor does win this game, what does it mean for the boxing world?
Embarrassment, shame.
Are you gonna put a bag over your
Why?
head?
I wouldn't put a bag over my head. Because you know what? He's a fighter. Shout outs just to anyone that fights K1, boxing, kickboxing, whatever your discipline is. Anyone that is going to strap up some gloves or some knee pads or whatever and fight someone, like kudos to you, because there's a lot of people. It takes a special person to do that. So kudos to you. I think, I don't know. I think it'll change the face of boxing. I think he would be a good face for it. We can use that kind of star power. I say we as in. I
Wait,
love
you're
this.
inviting Connor in then?
You know what?
to
If
take
he
over
stays,
the face of
win or
boxing?
lose, if he stays in boxing, you know what? He has a lot of fights out there for him. He's an entertaining personality. Promoters are gonna love him because he brings in so much money.
Oh, yeah.
Because I mean, he can mouth off to everyone with like between 154, 175 or whatnot. He might be too short to fight in super middleweight and like a little bit higher because he can get up to 170 and 180 and whatnot. But I mean, yeah, I think he has a career in it. He has the mouth for it. He can work on his stand-up. That's easy enough. He's cutting off half the tools he already has and trained for, and he already has a little bit of boxing in his past. So I think it's possible. You know, I welcome him. We need a little more excitement.
Because everything I've watched, the boxing community hates him,
Yeah,
especially Oscar De La Hoya.
yeah. But look at Mayweather. Everyone hates Mayweather. Well, a lot of
Everybody,
people
yeah.
hate him. They'll respect him, but look at his stuff on the outside and whatnot. At least
Yeah.
Conor McGregor has a beautiful story. He was poor. He cashed in an OW or a welfare check like weeks before he entered the UFC. He has like a really good underdog story, kind of like Mayweather's. The only difference is he doesn't like go 10 rounds with his wife. But you know, I say he's welcome. You know, you can do some stuff. Big, oh god, looking away. Money, hard work, dedication. Oh god.
At the end of the day, though, like they're
Toronto
always
responded with "fuck you" when he tried to get that going in Toronto. He was like, "Hard work." People were like, "Fuck you." He just kept on saying it a couple more times. He was like, "All right, I give up on this.
Yeah.
This isn't working out."
One thing I wish about the fight though, because the undercard, I think it's a little weak. I think the undercard could be a little better because he has his guys, he has his boys. He has Gervonta Davis fighting. He's defending his IBF junior lightweight title. He has Badou Jack fighting. He's fighting Nathan Cleverly for WBA light heavyweight title, and then Andrew Tabiti. All of them are part of the whole TMT group. But it's kind of like fights that they're getting to win. They could have done better fights. I'm just saying because honestly, everyone thinks Davis, Badou Jack, I think, and Tabiti are going to win and whatnot. I mean, they're not well-known fighters, but I think the undercard for a bigger fight like this could have been a little bit better.
Yeah.
Even I think the Pacquiao undercard was a little bit better. I gotta fact-check that one, but I'm pretty sure the fights on that one were a lot better.
Do you think they should have cross-promoted each sport as well? Because I know there were a few MMA fighters who called out some boxers and vice versa.
God, Nate Diaz. Jose Aldo was found in Robert Garcia's gym, sparring with some people and whatnot. I think they should have done that. They should do a whole card boxing fighter or boxers versus MMA fighters and whatnot. Get them all on board.
I think that would have been cheesy though.
Yeah, it would have been cheesy. Like some WWE
What do you
stuff.
think?
No.
No, not at all.
No.
Just keep it boxing.
Yeah, keep it boxing.
Do you feel they should have put some female boxers in it too?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that would be great.
Like you?
yeah.
That would have been awesome.
Oh my god.
Female fighters, people don't give female fighters. Man, I saw the fight between.
Women are often more vicious than men.
They
Like,
are
Especially
like
in the
fighting.
UFC. Some of the most bloodiest and gnarliest fights I've ever seen is between the girls. Like,
I
don't
love
care.
watching female fighters. Like it's
don't,
always a war.
It's true.
Hardy versus Vincent. Damn, I'm telling you.
When I saw Kat Zingano versus like Amanda Nunes, that was an insane fight. And
Yeah.
like the roar that she let out after she knocked her out, got a
Yeah.
TKO, it was unfucking believable. You can tell like she's
She
like,
did-
like
yeah.
that maternal like protective instinct like kicked
That's
in
what it
just
is,
for that.
right? It's the maternal
Yeah,
instinct
that
for
mommy
sure with
strength.
females. Oh god.
Wait, someone call me nasty.
I don't even know.
We got a question asked from our lovely hello to all the people watching right now at home or in your office or on the toilet. Hi AJ. Someone wants Jimmy to ask Kylie who she'd lose to if she fought at half her age.
You don't even
Ooh,
think about
ouch.
losing as a fighter, so I'm not even going to answer that
Yeah.
question because I don't think about losing.
Floyd does.
There you go.
Yeah, I guess.
don't get
Floyd
nervous.
has already thought about out the loss. He doesn't care. It is what it is. Which brings me to my next question.
Oh boy.
It's about money. There's been a lot of talk.
Money Mayweather.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk that he owes money to the IRS,
Oh.
and that people seem to think that he's taken this fight because of the payday. From what we've mentioned earlier about his mental game, do you think maybe that is part of it? Do you think maybe he's taking this for the money and he just doesn't care because he needs to get paid?
I don't know. You go that long with a record like that to throw it away, not caring if you win or lose. I don't know.
He's only 40. He still has like statistically only like 40 more years left. That's a long time. He needs money. So I think he did take this fight for the money.
And people claim bankruptcy and have tax troubles all the time. Heck, there are some people that have been bankrupt or like have their companies like taken from them multiple times and they still bounce back. I think the IRS thing might be like a little bit of a ploy. I think it's real, but I think they're kind of hamming it up a little bit more. Man, his assets are more liquid than the Pacific Ocean. Like he can melt half his cars and pay off the 100 million or whatnot that he owes them. Like, I mean, he has like 3 homes, different cities. He's money. His middle name, not even his fake name. His middle name
I
is
live in a
money.
basement apartment. Need eggs and ramen noodles
There you go.
for like 3 meals a day. I don't even understand. I can't even comprehend that
But
much money.
Max,
That makes no sense to
That's
me.
yours and you own it.
Thanks, man. It feels so much better.
Got you. Here at Split Decision, we also care about the viewers as much as our co-hosts here and whatnot. We like to keep it fresh, keep it family.
You're hilarious.
Donate
I'm
money.
something.
I need ramen noodles.
something.
This guy's
You're
telling us before this even starts the whole public speaking. You're
Oh,
great.
Yeah, you're
great.
way better
killing
than,
it.
like,
Yeah.
me.
You're killing it.
I'm still
in-
nervous. I'm very
That's
nervous.
right.
So I'm like sitting here.
I'm
like, not even
enjoying
looking
you.
up.
Yeah? It radiates.
Mm-hmm.
What is that, Coca-Cola?
I'm like no,
No.
God, no.
I mean,
It's
it's Floyd juice.
I'm cool as a sexy beverage.
Do you think that if you drink that, you're going to be able to hit the speed bag with one hand?
Yeah, man, it's gonna be
Yelling
like
out hard work and dedication?
it's gonna be like the bottle from Space Jam. You know, the little mystery juice you drink it. Oh, it's the blue stuff, man. I love that stuff. By the way, you can buy that stuff separately. Looks like nerds, and you put it in your drink. Then it turns it blue, but it's really water. It just
Why is your
floats
voice
off.
changing like that when you talk about
Man,
it?
I got happy. The 90s just hit me in the face, man. I feel like I just got hit by Conor McGregor's big fucking gorilla hands.
You have a good voice. It's really
Thank you.
deep.
Really?
Yeah, man. You've been dripping that sweet honey into my ears the entire podcast. I'm
Sweet
enjoying
honey.
it.
Thank you, North of Nerdy Crew. Welcome to Split
Damn.
Decision. There we go. Drop a
There you
little
go.
Barry White.
Wow.
Dude, my nipples are hard. Sorry, this is
So
weird.
anyways,
Where's this going? What
let's-
direction
moving
is this
along
going
here. Yeah, moving
into?
along. Like, he wants to touch him now. This is
There we
creepy.
go.
All right. So your
2017.
predictions. What do you think is going to happen,
Okay.
Kylie?
I do think it's going to go the distance. I think that Connor's going to come out very aggressive. I think he's going to try to catch him, try to be a little bit unpredictable. I think that Floyd Mayweather is going to see these things happening. He might get caught a couple times, but he's going to quickly figure him out. And then it's just going to be another Mayweather fight where it's going to go the distance and people are going to be like, what the fuck?
Oh, me?
Oz,
Okay.
in your best voice.
My money's on Mayweather.
Ooh.
No, I
Get
think
into broadcasting.
I think that he has the tools. If he can get outside the first 4 rounds, that's going to be his little danger zone where he'll be able to adjust. Also, like I don't think he should go towards him. At least if he's going to, he has a fallback that hey, you know what, I can just box him all night and he'll be fine. So I think Mayweather will win if he can get outside those rounds, but I think he'll win by majority decision because I think Connor will push the action. He will make him uncomfortable. So I think he'll have 2 judges on his side, maybe not that last one. I'm thinking majority decision, maybe even a split decision.
See what I did
But,
there?
Product placement.
Nice plug.
Thank you.
Me, honestly, I think Mayweather's gonna win. Unfortunately, I'm the biggest Connor McGregor nut hugger, but I can't sit here and lie to people and say like I genuinely think McGregor's gonna win. I want him to win so badly, and if he does, I'm gonna do laps around the bar, high fiving everyone at the crappy Boston pizza that I'm watching at. But
It's not very nice
I
to
don't see
say
it.
about Boston pizza.
I don't see it.
They're gonna
I
be
used to
upset
work
about
for them.
that.
All their food's frozen.
Okay. How about you, Mr.
Wow.
Jimmy? Wow. What?
Wow.
Was that bad? I'm sorry.
We're gonna edit that out.
Ixnay that.
Edit that out, Jimmy. Edit that out. We're good.
Okay, so this is what's gonna
It's
happen.
frozen.
We're good. Don't worry about it. Gotta be careful with that, yo. Boy.
I know. Listen, you guys sat me down like a week ago and told me not to do anything like that.
Gotta be,
Like
gotta be careful.
leave other companies out.
We're
of
gonna
this.
have-
IMAX might not be here next week. everybody.
We're about to have 2 companies on our
Sorry.
ass today. I tell you that much. If you don't
Oh
see us
my
here next
God.
week, you know why. It's
Yeah,
'cause this
they're
guy
coming
right
for
here.
us.
I'm gonna have a cooking show on YouTube in about like 2 weeks.
I'm sorry, Kelly. Don't fire me. You have nice hair.
Cooking with Oz. Let's put some butter in it.
So what I think is gonna happen is exactly what's gonna happen.
Okay.
He's gonna come out. He's gonna sing and dance. Catch him with a left. Catch him with a right. Catch him with another left on the way down. Out cold. Cue the music.
There you go.
Mic drop.
I like
Okay.
it.
There might be some, exchanges in between, but at the end of the day, that's how it's going to happen. Precision, speed, and power is what is going to win Conor McGregor this fight.
I certainly hope so, dude. I want that more than anything. Like honestly, forego good luck, good fortune for me
So
for the
you
next
think
5 years. Put it all
All
in McGregor.
those years of fighting and never being knocked out, you think this is
I'm
going to
gonna
be
tell
the
you why.
very first knockout for...
I'm going to tell you why. So I am on a different scale, life experience in this situation. I dominated what I did at my age. I've taken years off now. I tried going back, older and wiser. It's like riding a bike. You know what I mean? You're going to pick it back up, but your body, when you get a little bit older, and I've done some internal damage, you notice things change. So I needed a couple more recovery days when I went back. Halfway through the training that I used to do at that same intensity was a little bit harder, which is the exact same thing that Floyd's saying. I had to spar a kid 22 years old who was where I was at that age. And I kept up with him. I did really well. I think I had him on the scorecards from what I was told. But at the end of the day, I was sore as hell for 2 days. And so trying to get back into it at the same intensity that he's going to need to be at, aging a lot older than I am. No, again, his physicality, his attributes are better.
You're like a lot
Right.
younger than him, so
Right.
he's been doing it for like 30 years.
Right, but at the
instead
end of the day,
15.
like I said, on a smaller scale, it's going to factor into it. I've always mentally been strong, and I always think going into it, like when I got in there, I'm like, I'm going to eat this kid's lunch. Floyd doesn't have that mental aspect, and you admitted with me earlier,
Yeah.
your mental game is half the battle. So I think that is what's going to happen is he's going to be unsure in the stare downs. You know what I mean? Floyd kind of looked a little shook, and he's going to get in that ring with him, and he's going to have, Connor's sparring partner said, when we were in the corner, you just saw, peeked over, Connor just staring at you, shaking his head. He goes, this guy gets in your head. And Floyd's seen him face to face. He's going to see that in the ring, and if he makes it out of the first round, which he will, but as long as Connor can land those heavy, heavy shots and he can feel what he's capable of, and then if he looks over and sees him like a fucking maniac, the mental game wasn't already there 100%. Now, his confidence is probably going to go down, which happens in fights. And I think that's gonna pay dividends. And I think everybody's gonna be very surprised if it goes the way that I want it to and see it.
That you want.
He's
it
gonna
to.
write
I
that
want it
check
to.
and
I wanna
cash
see
that
it.
check. Okay.
Oh, I got money on it too, so you know.
Well, we're gonna see, and
Yeah.
then the good thing is after that, still got another good fight, Canelo GGG. I'm not
We'll
gonna say
talk
much
about that
or-
next week.
Yeah. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Just want to thank everybody for watching, and I want to thank our special guest Kylie for coming out and supporting. It's great having you. We're gonna be here every Sundays, guys. So feel free to check us out. And then under the North and Nerdy umbrella, we got some great shows like Nearly Nerdy, which comes out Thursday nights. And take a look at the link. I apologize, I don't have the other shows in front of me, but we do have them. We will be advertising that. So thank you for tuning in, guys. We're gonna have this uploaded on YouTube. So if someone wanted to watch it, they're gonna be able to check it out later.
Yeah, and keep fit and wait, no, that one's
Like,
taken.
favorite, and subscribe.
There you go.
There you go. All
Always
right.
wear clean pants.
Stay in school.
Hashtag
out.
clean pants.
Look both ways before crossing the street.
I like that.
All that good stuff.
Nice.
There you go. Message to the kids.
Hey, always
All
gotta
right.
go for the younger.